Hello and welcome to this video regarding the use of Intella Connect. Connect is a web-based multi-user search and review platform. Similar to Intella Team, it allows multiple people to work on the same case simultaneously. Connect offers the ability to create user roles and to control the permissions for those user roles at a granular level. This provides the administrator of the Connect system with a wide range of user control and access. Connect also has a dedicated review platform which includes the functionality to batch and code documents. This video covers some of the administration tasks required in Connect. We also look at how cases are shared and how reviewers access cases and review data. This video is useful for customers who already have Intella Team for multi-person review of cases and are looking at incorporating Connect into their workplace. Connect has two major parts. The first part of Connect is the administration dashboard. This is where the Connect administrator manages users and roles, shares cases, and applies other settings. The second part of Connect is the reviewer dashboard or interface. This is where users can search, filter, tag, export, and batch items. Before a case can be searched or reviewed, user accounts and roles need to be set up in Connect and a case needs to be shared. This can be done in the administration dashboard, which we will now look at. Once Connect has been installed and is running, right-click on the Connect icon displayed in the taskbar and select Cases to launch the administration dashboard. Log on to the dashboard by using the default username password, which is admin. Note that the password can be changed in the admin dashboard. The menu on the left is used to modify settings for Connect. Under the User Management tab, you can create users and roles and set permissions for those roles. To create a user, simply open User Accounts, click on the Add button and type the username and password for the user. I'm going to create two users so that we can see how the permissions work when managing and reviewing a case. One user will have the role of the case administrator. The other user will be a restricted reviewer who can only review certain items assigned to that user. The two users have been created, but note that we did not assign any permissions to these users. Permissions are actually assigned to the specific roles which we create. The users are then assigned to a role when a case is being shared. We will look at sharing cases in a moment, but let's first make a role for our restricted reviewer. Open Roles and Permissions and under the Roles column, click on Add. Type Restricted Reviewer for the role name. Once done, highlight the newly created role and click on the Grant New button to add permissions for the role. For the Restricted Reviewer role, select Can Access a Case and Main UI Can Use Review. This basically restricts the user with this role to see only the Review tab and to only review batches that have been assigned to this user. I've already created a role for the case admin. You can see that the case admin role has a lot of permissions assigned to it. This allows the case administrator to search a case, create batches, assign batches to other users, etc. In regards to changing the admin password for Connect, this can be done by clicking on the drop-down next to the admin username and selecting Change Password. We recommend using passwords of at least 10 characters, including upper and lower case, digits, and special characters. Now that our users and roles are set up, we can assign users to a case which we will share. You'll see a list of cases in the center of the screen. Clicking on a particular case will show the details for that case on the right hand side. We can add the users to the case by clicking on the Authorizations button at the bottom of these details. The authorization window shows the roles for the case and the users who have been added to each role. In our case, I want to type in the first user, which is John, in the case admin role. Also want to type in the second user, Bob, in the restricted reviewer role. Once done, click OK to save the settings. Finally, we want to click on the share button to share this case. You will see that the case URL will turn blue when the case has been shared. Copy this URL as we will need it for the review part of Connect. That is about all you need to do to get started with the administration side of Connect. There are some other settings which can be configured, but these will be covered in other videos. Now we'll take a look at the search and review side of Connect. Open another web browser and paste the link that we copied into the address bar. I will log on with the case admin account. Once logged in, I'm shown the case admin user dashboard for the case, which has been shared. The dashboard provides an overview of the data in the case and what has occurred in the case to date. The search tab will be familiar to users who have been using our desktop version of Intella. Here we can see a similar layout which is shown in Intella Desktop. The user can run searches and filters. They can also tag and export items using the right-click menu. In the Search tab, a case admin can create document batches which can be assigned to other reviewers for review. This is done by creating a selection of items, then using the right-click menu and selecting Create Batches. Enter a name for the batch and the number of items that you want in each batch. Note that document families will be kept together in the same batch. Select a coding layout to be used for these batches. A coding layout is a form that usually has questions which the reviewer answers based on reviewing the document. For example, one question may be, is the document privileged? Another question may be, is the document relevant? I already have a coding layout for this case. Coding layouts can be global and can be imported into cases. We will look at creating a coding layout shortly. Once done, click OK to create the batches. In the Review tab, we can see the batches which were created. By default, the batches are not assigned to any reviewers and the status will be shown as new. Being a case admin, I will assign the batches to our reviewer who has the restricted reviewer role. I mentioned coding layouts earlier. Coding layouts can be created by clicking on the gear icon and selecting the Coding Layout tab. Click the Add button and type a name for the coding layout. As mentioned, coding layouts can be global and shared across other cases. This can be done by selecting this option. The coding fields that we use are tags. Select a top-level tag that has options as child tags. In this example, I have selected the privilege tag. I'm going to make this a required field so that one of the options has to be selected. Also, I'm going to change the selection option from a checkbox to a radio button as we only want one option to be selected. The live preview on the right shows you what the coding layout will look like. You can see that the coding layout that I used earlier had 3 elements to be coded. In this case, you can see that the privileged and relevant elements are bold, which means that they are required fields and have to be selected by the reviewer. Now let's log out and log on as the user with the restricted reviewer permissions. Immediately, we can see that the user does not have the dashboard, search and export tabs. This user can only see the review tab and can only access the batches which have been assigned to him. The user starts to review a batch by clicking on the Start Review button. A list of items in the batch is shown down the left-hand side. The center panel shows the item itself and the right-hand panel shows the coding options. documents are reviewed and coded by the user as such. The previous coding selections can be used by clicking on the latest button. Once an item has been coded, a tick is shown alongside the document in the list. Progress of batch review can be seen by clicking on the All Batches tab. This video showed the administration and review parts of Connect. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This video, along with other training videos, can be viewed at the link shown below.